Hello everyone, this is Judith with another video. Yeah, we're talking about twin flames, about your journey. And I was shuffling the cards, and today I was again pulling from the Money and the Law of Attraction cards. And we have got this card. It says, my attention to unwanted attracts more unwanted. That's what we are talking about all the time here, right? And why is it so important to talk about money? So I wanna tell you first, right? This is I believe the second video about money, and we have basically four areas in our lives, which is like our homes, our finances, our love relationships, right? And health. Those are like four main areas in our lives. And so for when we look at the twin flame relationship or along the path, then of course we have to look at all the blocks that are on our way when it comes to relationships. Yeah, it's obvious. But there might be other areas of our lives that can be blocked. And for some, it's money. And for others, it's, for example, health, right? Where issues show up. It really depends. But it's not uncommon that twin flames have issues with money, as I already said. Yeah, and so what we can learn here in regards to money is something that we can also learn when it comes to love. But it might be easier to do this for some of you with money. It's just to focus on what we want, right? And what we want, focus on what we want in the in the sense of how does it feel, right? How does it feel to be on that amazing vacation? How does it feel to buy your own house? How does it feel to go shopping and you can get anything you want? But also, like, abundance is of course not only about material things. So what does abundance feel like? Because it's sometimes not so obvious, and it's kind of hard to imagine those feelings with material objects, because we might maybe not be sure what we want when it comes to material things, really. What kind of a house do we really want? What kind of a car? So there are a lot of uncertainties, and this is then blocking the vision, right? And the emotion. It's all kinds of little resistances start to pop up. And that's why we need to go more general. And for example, it's very easy to enjoy the abundance of nature, the abundance of fresh air, the abundance of beautiful plants, the abundance of flowers, the abundance of water, the abundance of beautiful and funny animals, the abundance of whatever, right? What's already there all around you. You could also like look at a beautiful city and revel in the abundance of a park, or revel in the abundance of beautiful cafes, beautiful offers, beautiful people, nice people. So everything that is there, that is so abundant, that feels so good, right? And then look out for that and see how it feels, and see if you can maintain that feeling. So this is what you want. You want to be in this abundance. Why? Because you want to access your own flow. Yeah, it's always like this, that when you access the flow, you access the flow in all the four areas. So let's say you're blocked in an area, for example, with your twin flame relationship, you're somehow blocked in this relationship area. Then it would be wonderful to not focus there and focus on the block, and all of the absence of all the things that you want, but instead just go to another area of your life. Um, for example, finances, and see how abundant your life is, right? And if you have blocks in finances, then it would be maybe a good idea to focus on your home, and see how cozy, and how beautiful it is, and how much you like to live where you are, or what you like, right? It doesn't need to be everything, but could be only one thing. That's already enough to get the feeling. And then you get the ball rolling, right? Yeah, and many twin flames are also blocked in this area of finances. And then that's of course yeah, I want to explain a little bit why this is. It's been really an issue in my union that my twin flame has mirrored to me. And I was seeing this pretty much from almost the beginning of my twin flame journey, but I didn't really know what to do with it, and I reacted very much sometimes with my ego. But further down the road, I discovered that I had major blocks from childhood trauma that were just resulting in belief systems around money. Money and receiving money and earning money and making a living and things like that. It's always about receiving, right? What do you think that you are worth receiving, right? It's your self-worth, your self-esteem, your self-love is all also related to those things. Of course, it doesn't need to be money, right? It could be all kinds of things. But really money is a big indicator here. And that's why it is so important. And the blocks that I've cleared around money sometimes didn't have to do anything with money, right? But a lot with worthiness. Yeah. So yeah, and this might be true for some of you as well. And so yeah, if you, as always, if you want to clear blocks along the way, I really know how to pinpoint exactly where you need to go, and then to clear it with you smoothly, effectively, and swiftly, because it's very I've heard it a lot everywhere, where people they can tell you maybe where the problem is, but then what? How do you resolve it? And that's something, when you can go there on your own with whatever technique, then you don't need help. Then you don't need a teacher, a coach, or whatever. Yeah. But the thing is that with all the techniques out there, when it comes to finding the spot that needs to be healed, you will very often be stuck. There might be one or two very obvious things, and you might be able to do this more or less on your own, but there are so many blind spots, and there are so many things that you would not be able to pinpoint and to find, because they are hidden, right? So yeah, if you want to check out whether it's a fit for you to work with me, you can book an introductory session. Send me an email and I will send you my offers. Then you can find out, right? The email is in the description box. Yeah, I have two other cards, and that's sometimes so funny how exactly the cards that we need come out. This is the Nine of Cups, and look at how beautiful this is, all this abundance, this light. This is you, right, in your healed finances, because we sometimes talk about healing the finances, and that's exactly what it is, right? It's just this freedom. Look how free she is, how joyful, how much light she is spreading all around. And yeah, that's discovery also of who you truly are, that you are creating this abundance, right? It does not matter what this looks like. You don't have to be a millionaire or whatever. You can if you wish to, but that's not what it's all about. It's about receiving receiving what you what you ask for with your essence, right? Sometimes you ask for things, or most of the time you ask for things without even knowing, right? Because the universe knows exactly what's in your heart. The universe also knows exactly what person is there in your heart. Who is this other person, this divine partner? Who is this twin flame? The universe knows, right? And is helping you along the way. If you're open and receptive, like this lady here, then the universe is like guiding you or attracting this person to you. Look how magnetic she is, right? In all her abundance and her light and her joy. Yeah, that's a good place to be, right? To dance. Sometimes we also say that the relationship between twin flames is like a dance, really, because we are doing everything in a pair, in the pair, right? We are like doing everything, the two of us, balancing things, balancing energies, emotions, right? And it's also important that you stick to your own emotions, right? You might have the experience, or for sure you have the experience, that you feel the emotions of your twin flame, and then that's that's fascinating in the beginning, but then it also gets exhausting because you lose your energy. You're just giving your energy away all the time. And here we see that she is not giving her energy away. She is like connected to the divine, right? She is connected to this big sunlight and she's like filled up all the time. No matter how much energy she is radiating outward, it'll be always filled up again. And that's how it is. We want to connect to source. That's also what abundance talks about. And that's also to some degree then reflected in our finances, right? I hope you get what I'm talking about. and and yeah, that's where we want to be, right? We don't want to need the energy from other people. That's very unhealthy. So our energy should be stable and always like upgraded and refilled with our divine relationship, the relationship that we have with the divine. That's where we receive our energy from, and that's something that we need to develop along the way, right? And then we got this card here, and that's the Four of Pentacles, and it talks about holding on, right? See how she is holding on to her purse, right? The big purse that she got here, and she's like turning her back on all the other people, turning her back on the village. She doesn't want to have anything to do with the other people, but somehow she is still relating to them, right? She's not self-sufficient. She's not connected to the divine. She is in worry. She wants to control things here, and is very much holding on, right? Sometimes this card can be positive, but in the sense that we are talking about it now, it's not positive. It's just here we can also clearly see that this person is blocking the flow, right? When you compare this, it's a different energy, right? So yeah, that's something that is very important and is worth looking at along along our path. That's all for now. Maybe you have questions, put them in the description, in the description box, in the comments. And yeah, I see you in the next video. And for now, have a beautiful day. Bye, everyone.